Okay, this is my tutorial for the level Silent Cartographer on Legendary difficulty. And I'm gonna be going over at least two different strats and maybe a third one. The third one nobody really uses, but I'm gonna show you the general idea for it. But I always do this level the same way. There's one route I use, but then there's a strat I might do as a backup, and which is really useful in case you just wanna go faster. It's a faster strat, but a more inconsistent strat. But here at the start of the level, you're not gonna help the Marines kill the cavies. You're just gonna turn to the left and just run in a straight line, pretty much. Like, you just run in a straight line, it's nothing else for now. And coming up, you're gonna flip a Warthog with a precise frag grenade throw. If you're gonna go for the strat I mentioned earlier, which is called stick stack, you're not gonna flip the hog with the nade because you need 4 grenades for the trick. So I'm gonna show you first off the way I do it, like this hog flip with the frag. So I put my AR reticle over this wheel, and how I line this up as well is the halo ring goes like this, and I just put my AR reticle over there. So it's like slightly above this halo ring line that goes over there, and just I make sure it's on top of that wheel right there. So over there. So when I come around this corner, I look over there, and then when I throw the grenade there are these 3 spots on the ground, and I throw the grenade once the first one like gets out of my vision. So like this.
It looks like there is a path into the interior.
So pretty much when the bottom of your screen like passes that first black spot, there's 3 of them. They can be kinda hard to see sometimes, but right there. So I look over there and throw the nade.
It looks like there is a path into
and the hog should land like that. That's my way of doing it. I think most people do it differently. They like to throw the grenade more to the left, but that's how I do it. I think my way is like maybe a few tenths of a second faster than most people do it, but you know, it doesn't really matter that much. But if you're gonna go for stick stack, you are just not gonna flip the hog at all. And you just grab the hog like this. And here coming up, you just wanna optimize your driving. Just don't run into walls too much or anything. Here kinda slow down. I like to look at this like cliff, so I get my hog angled the right way more. So I kinda look at the wall, and then I kinda slow down a little. You can look at my inputs. Then I slow down here, and then I start going full throttle again. You just wanna get through here as smoothly as possible, really. If you go too slow, you run into like the grunts might stick you. Like if I go here really slow, for whatever reason the grunts might actually stick me. So but that's really rare, so just make sure you get through here like smoothly and consistently. And then here,
The Covenant are putting up a real
just
fight.
when you like turn into this tunnel thingy, just turn very sharply to the left, and you'll be able to get your left wheels on the railing or whatever it is. Just turn very sharply to the left and you should be able to do
The
that.
Covenant are putting up a
And
real
now
fight.
here, this is the one of
Cartographer must
the
be here.
biggest skips in the
My
entire game,
analysis
so
indicates that the map room should be at the bottom floor of this facility.
once you approach the bottom of this ramp, just slow down your Warthog. It's like you don't wanna go full throttle through here because it's just really hard and you're just
My
not gonna get
analysis
through here
indicates
full
that the
throttle.
map room should-
So you kinda need to slow down a little. And then you wanna turn to, okay, I'm gonna make a new save here. Then you are obviously gonna turn to the left.
The Covenant are putting up a real fight.
I like to kinda
Cartographer must be here.
drive into this
Don't
wall
let
right
them lock
here
the
and
doors.
kinda bounce off of this wall. And it gives me a good angle because you wanna be going straight
Covenant are
at the
putting up a
door.
real fight.
Like, just
Cartographer
look
must be
straight
here.
at this door.
Don't let them lock the doors.
Don't look to the left or to the right at all. You just wanna drive straight at the door.
The Covenant are putting up a real
So
fight.
slow down here,
The Cartographer must be here. Don't
and
let them lock the doors.
then you wanna fling like that. This fling you really wanna practice. So again,
The Covenant are putting up a real fight.
you can do
The
hog
Cartographer
flings
must be here.
by
Don't let them
exiting
lock
and
the doors.
turning your hog pretty much at the same time. You can look at my inputs, what I do there. I can't give you like very specifics like inputs you should press. There are multiple ways of doing flings in this game.
The Covenant are putting up a
But
real fight. The Cartographer must be here.
just
Don't let
fling
them
and
lock the
turn your
doors.
hog at the same time. Then I like to like press I like to strafe to the left while getting through this door, obviously.
The Covenant are putting up a real fight.
And when I
Cartographer
like to
must be
fling
here.
is when your
Don't let them lock the
back
doors.
wheels kinda get to the bottom of this ramp. So when your back wheels touch like the flat ground, the flat floor, that's around when you wanna start turning.
The Covenant are
So
putting
you
up a
can
real
watch
fight.
it again right now,
Cartographer must be here. Don't
around
let them
there,
lock the doors.
and fling. And what you wanna do after you're through this door, just backsmack this gold elite and you'll get 2 plasma grenades. And after that, oh, I got a checkpoint here, I guess that's handy. Yeah, backsmack the gold elite, and right here you wanna either shoot your gun or throw a plasma grenade, because there's gonna be a cutscene here, and if you don't shoot your gun or throw a grenade, it's not gonna get skipped. So just make sure you're gonna do some kind of action like this. I always throw a grenade, and now here there's 2 ways of doing this fall. You can go to the left side or to the right side. I like to go to the left side because it's slightly faster and you're not gonna take damage if you do the fall precisely. I actually don't even really know how to do this, oh, that just happened because I wasn't shooting
The
my
Covenant are
gun.
putting up a real fight.
So I can show this fall first. You kinda wanna run and crouch once you hit this. Like you see, I took a lot of damage. I don't think you're supposed to take that much damage, but I don't really do this fall ever. But you kinda wanna just run off of this platform and land on this ramp and crouch. You'll take damage every single time, but you can survive this fall every single time if you have simply enough health. But what I like to do is this one. So you wanna line up this somewhat. I like to line up with this like line right here. So I kinda just turn around and just, if these enemies wouldn't just kill me. So dude, I forget this cutscene every single time. And you just want to have a straight drop, like don't run in an angle like this, obviously. Or don't turn to the right or anything, just run in a very straight line. And the goal is to hit this edge right here. And if you hit this correctly, you won't take any damage and you'll just kind of bounce off and land over here without taking any damage. It's kind of precise, but with enough practice you can definitely get this down if you just don't do that. Like there I was too much to the right and I hit the ramp too hard. And there I did the thing correctly, but I could have just moved a very slight amount more to the right, so I wouldn't have taken any damage. Ideally you don't want to take any damage here, but it's not too big of a deal if you do. Like that. Just run off in a straight line pretty much. You can side strafe just a little in midair, that's what I usually do to correct my like positioning. But that's it pretty much. I'm gonna show off a trick you can do here, which doesn't involve this fall at all. But I'm not entirely sure how to do this. I'm just gonna give you a glimpse of how to do this. So you can get through this window by doing a trick called window bump. But the basic idea is to get through this window by turning your Warthog so that the front end of the hog like pushes you through this window, and your premise is gonna clip through this thing. I'm gonna make a completely new save here. So you wanna angle your hog. Like there are multiple ways of doing this. I don't even have a setup for this because I literally never do this, but just angle your hog something like this. Then you wanna press backwards and kinda turn your Warthog at the same time to the left. Then exit the Warthog and crouch. And the idea again is so that the front of your hog is gonna like, it's gonna collide into you and it's gonna push you through the window. So something like this. And that was a bump, but that was a bad bump. Like, okay, I don't know how to control exactly the bump you're gonna get. Like there I got the bump, but it was a bad bump and I couldn't land on the OS.
Negative, Captain. The Covenant have impeded our progress. Negative, Captain. The Covenant have impeded our progress.
This is really hard. Like if you're gonna do this trick, you should just learn a setup for it yourself. But oh wow, that's actually something. But the idea here is I actually messed that up. But the idea is to, when you fall down, you're gonna hit the side of this box and land on this OS and crouch, and you should be able to live. If you can't just drop straight to the OS because you're gonna die from fall damage, so you need to hit the side of the box very precisely. But that's the basic idea to this trick. I'm not gonna grunt this forever to get this again. Okay, that was a good example. But that's just a trick that can save some time. And other thing about the trick is the elites over here don't spawn and the grunts in the next area won't spawn either. But that's pretty much this trick. I'm not gonna go over it more. If you're gonna do it, just find a setup that suits you well. But
they've locked the doors, and
the trick I'm gonna go over next is the stick stack. So if you're gonna do the stick stack, make sure you're not gonna waste your plasma grenade by throwing it away. You need to shoot your gun there to skip the cutscene. And here if you're gonna do the stick stack, you need the OS for the stick stack. So instead of dropping down to the OS like you would usually do, you're just gonna run off the edge like this and not die. You need to okay, that's embarrassing, but you need to crouch to survive the fall, I think. Like that, just crouch at the right time. Then press the button, skip the cutscene, and come over here. And you wanna position yourself like this. So your reticle is like aiming at this like dark spot right there. And then you wanna look up over there, jump, and at the peak of your jump, throw the frag. Then you wanna switch to plasmas. You wanna fire your pistol 3 times and throw the plasma around there. So it bounces off of this like kinda corner of this whatever platform it is. Then you wanna throw a frag around there, I think. It's hard to see the wall. Like I don't have a very precise setup for this. And then you wanna throw a frag around there. So something like this. And let's see. And okay, that was literally perfect. So that's exactly what you want. All of the nades should go off at the exact same time. And the way you can practice your setup is just first like throw the frag and the plasma grenade and see if just back out and see if they explode at the same time. That's not gonna work, I don't think. Yeah. You just wanna make sure all of your grenades are gonna be, you know, timed and placed correctly. That could have been better, but you know, this is very, very precise.
And we don't have enough firepower to get through them. Cortana to keys.
And then you wanna, as the last one, you wanna throw a frag at this spot right here. Like you wanna look at the ground, there's this like square, and you wanna aim like at that corner of the square and throw the frag. And after that, you wanna switch to your plasma grenades, look very slightly down, and start running towards the OS and throw a grenade so you stick yourself. So like this. See how I stuck my feet? And the reason you want to stick yourself is because the stick, when the sticky nade goes off, it's gonna give you extra height.
We don't have enough firepower to get through them. Cortana to keys.
Go ahead, Cortana. Have you found the control center?
Negative, Captain. The Covenant have
And there we go.
progress. We can't proceed
That's
unless we can
the
disable
trick.
this installation
I just happened to get it first try. Now, if there are jackals over here like these guys, just grab these frags and just throw a frag like at the jackals or something like that. Then you wanna run over here and oh, these jackals are in stupid spots, but usually these 3 guys are standing right over there. So you wanna kinda throw a grenade at the jackals to kill them. And then you just kinda just run through these enemies and hope you don't die. That's my best advice. And I died because I didn't have any OS left. But that's pretty much this trick. I wouldn't recommend doing this trick in full game runs unless you're gonna go for crazy good times, or if your run is bad and you just kinda wanna save time, because why not? But now I'm gonna show the actual route you should probably do in full game runs. The one I do. I throw a plasma there because I don't really need it that much. And I wanna crouch here and land on this OS. And if you hit the side of this box, you're not gonna get stunned. Like, see how like I got kinda stunned while I landed because I didn't touch the box well enough. But that's just a slight movement optimization, I guess. Just crouch here and land like this. Like I touched the box, now I couldn't even grab the OS, but I just kind of touched the box so I don't get stunned by the fall. And once I turn around this corner, I throw a plasma grenade at these two elites. And you want to make sure you don't throw the plasma grenade too low because you can hit this bottom thingy right here. So just turn around the corner and throw the plasma grenade.
Interesting. They've locked the
And
doors.
jump
We don't
over the
have enough
button and
firepower to
just
get through them.
spam
Cortana to keys.
E and enter pretty much.
Go
And
ahead,
see
Cortana.
that plasma grenade killed both of these
Found
guys.
the control center?
That's the thing it's supposed to do.
Negative, Captain. The Covenant have
And
impeded
here you
our
can jump a
progress.
few times like I just did to deal at this checkpoint. In case you need to revert, it's just, you know, few seconds time save. Or a few seconds less time loss, I guess. And right here there are runs over to your right side. This is like the best one you can get because you can get a plasma pistol from him, possibly plasma grenades as well.
Here are your orders. I want you to use any means necessary to force your way into the facility and find
So
those control
you just
centers.
want to run past those guys.
We have to get
If there's a plasma pistol grunt right there, I would just shoot him and pick up a plasma pistol from him.
understood. We're still en route to the objective.
But if there aren't any
Let me
grunts,
be in
there's just
contact when we get
don't
there.
care.
Here are your orders.
And here, what I like to do is I start shooting my gun, whatever gun I have, right here. It's gonna possibly throw out the jackals a little faster, and you need that to kill them with a frag. So I shoot my gun here,
To force your way
then I throw a frag grenade right there and jump up this thingy. And these two jackals are the guys I want to kill with this second frag.
and fail your people.
And these two jackals, like, I like to call these guys the jackal trolls because they just like to troll you a lot. Like, sometimes you can do the exact same thing, you know, throw the grenade there, jump up, and throw the frag, and they just sometimes don't come down the ramp. This time they both died, but sometimes they just don't come down the ramp and they just block you while you're trying to get through here. After you have done the nade jump, you have fragged the jackals, you should pick up the camouflage, and then you have like 3 options. You can do a grenade jump against a pillar, like you can bounce off of your nade against a pillar so it lands perfectly in front of you, and you can do a fast nade jump like that, or you can do another nade jump that's a little easier and actually it's kinda riskier at the same time. I don't really recommend doing it. And then you have a third option, which is just not do a nade jump at all. But the problem with the third option is that you're gonna run out of camouflage earlier. So shoot your gun here again, throw the frag and jump up, hope these guys die from the frag, and then right here. This is what I like to do. I wanna do the first option I mentioned, so I'm gonna throw a plasma grenade right at this pillar, like the side of this pillar, so it bounces off and lands right there. And the goal is to nade jump up to that ledge right there. The second option I mentioned is throwing a frag against this thing, then kind of jumping, that failed, and then jumping against the pillar, and you should get enough height to land on the platform.
Before the Covenant. And failure, people, is not an option.
Echo 419 ground teams. I'll stay on
I'm gonna do this again.
eye out for Covenant bogies.
Second squad, ready to roll.
Like that. But see, all of these enemies are already here killing me, so that's actually the riskiest way of doing this this area.
Second squad, ready to roll.
But this is what I like to do, throw a frag there. And the problem with this is exactly what just happened, where there are 3 jackals right here,
We need to find the
and
security override
actually
to get
4, I'm not sure, but they can just stand perfectly in your way and block you, or they can block the frag grenade, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just jackals trolling you. This guy is in a very bad spot, as you can see. I'm gonna wait for him to move away. And you wanna nade jump up onto this ledge. You wanna make sure you jump right at the same time when the nade goes off for max height. And then you just run through here and over there. But the third option I wanted to mention. Okay, let's say you wanna go for this, but you fail it because the jackal trolled you. Well, you can just jump up to here, and here, and here. That's pretty much a backup I do if a jackal trolls me or I just fail this nade jump for whatever reason. And you wanna practice this movement. You wanna like get through here as fast as possible, because if you go slow here, your camouflage is gonna run out pretty fast. So if you're not gonna do a nade jump, just make sure you get through the area fast enough. But I'm gonna do this for now. This jackal is trolling me. Thanks. So I land here, and then I just run through here. That's the strat I do in full game runs. Now here there's actually, oh nice checkpoint. You can do a hunter boost, but I don't like to go for it because you can get shot down by jackals pretty fast. But if these hunters, or if this one hunter is in a good spot, he isn't right now. Like, if he's over here and you shoot your gun, he's gonna run up to you and smack you. And if you jump at the same time as he punches you, you're gonna like fly and get a boost. But he's in a bad spot right now. But that's like less than a second time save, so it's not a big of a deal. Like, that was a very slight boost. But then you wanna jump over this, and convenient. Door being open is convenient. It's just gonna, this is simple movement right here. And if you didn't do the nade jump I just did, your camouflage is gonna run around over here. So you might wanna like throw a plasma grenade there so you don't get chased. But one of the reasons I like to do the frag jump is because my camouflage is gonna it's not gonna wear out until like I'm over here. So I can backsmack this gold elite because he's not gonna be able to see me. But if my camo is gonna run out faster, let's say I'm just gonna wait here, so my camouflage is gonna run out a little faster. So if your camo is gonna run out like over here, this gold is gonna spot you, and what you should do is overcharge him and just shoot him to the head. And that's pretty much the two things you should do, depending on the situation. Okay, let's say you don't have any plasma grenades and you cannot backsmack the gold elite. Actually, no. Let's say you don't have a plasma pistol and you can't backsmack the gold elite. So in that case, I would just like, I don't know, stick him and run away from him. You should have a plasma pistol at this point, but sometimes all of them just none of them just get in your way conveniently for you to pick one up. So if that happens, just like stick the elite, I guess. That's I think what I would do. You could also try something like this, where you just try to run past him like this, maybe throw a grenade at your feet like that, so he doesn't chase you as much. But I wouldn't really recommend doing that because he can just easily just chase you down and smack you. I can try that again. Something like that. So if my camo is gonna run out here, he's gonna like spot me. I'm gonna maybe do something like this. Hope he doesn't chase me too hard. Seems to work right now, but trust me, he can very easily just turn around and smack you. Especially if this hog is blocking you too hard and you can't jump over the hog, he's gonna most likely just kill you. But an important thing I should mention is while you are entering this like building, and when you do the fling, you should listen if the elite dies or not. There's one elite in the room, you do the fling in, and if that elite dies, like if you hear the elite die, you can just forget about him, you know, he's not gonna be a problem. But if you know he's alive, what you can do here is, like, let's say the elite was alive. You can like stick him, like overcharge and stick him, or you can just take the Warthog. But if he's dead like he is now, you can just like jump over this Warthog and run. And you wanna run up that ramp. You could also just always take this hog, like once you enter this room again, you can just take the hog up. But just running is actually a few seconds faster. So I would say if the elite is dead, just run. But if the elite is alive, take the Warthog. I think that's the best way of doing it. I actually like to do something like this, so if the elite's alive, I like splatter him right here, then get out of my Warthog. This is just as fast as taking the Warthog up, it's just easier and you don't need to worry about you know, messing up your driving or anything. Because you can easily splatter the elite most of the time, because the elite likes to run up this ramp, and if you just position your hog like this, like, he's gonna get splattered most of the time. But once you get through here, like whichever way you decide to do this, I like to use, if the elite's dead, I like to run up the thing like this. You're gonna hit a trigger here, and the way you know you hit the trigger is when you hear a bunch of enemies just dying, because they like despawn or whatever when you hit the trigger for whatever reason, like this. They died, and then I turn around and go back to my hog and kill any enemies that are here. And right now you just kinda wanna take the hog. Like, you're not in a hurry right now, so you can take your driving kinda slow. Like, I go a little slow here on purpose, because you're not wasting any time by going slow, because you need to wait for this pelican to come in. Then you just drive over here and get out of the hog and enter the pelican, and you are gonna just smash enter and the level will end. If you decide to take the hog all the way up, which I never do, but if you just decide to take it up, like this, just hit the trigger as earlier, and you don't wanna necessarily be waiting over here for the dropship, so you can just kinda drive over here, maybe grab this OS, and then just drive over here and wait for the pelican to come in. This is what I used to do, but usually I always just run up the ramp without the hog. And then enter the pelican, and that's the level over. Then just smash enter and it's gonna skip the cutscene. And that's pretty much Silent Cartographer. I don't think there's anything specific to go over more than that. Like, if you're doing full game runs, I would recommend doing the route I do, or what most people do, which is not doing the window bump or not doing stick stack. It's the easiest way, the most consistent way. And the only things that can really screw you are the jackals. The jackals when you do the nade jump, or the jackals right after you pick up the camouflage. But yeah. And I guess the main things to focus on, just practice the fling. The fling is really important, just practice this fling. And practice this fall. That's pretty much it.